Have you ever sent an email and wondered if it just vanished into thin air? Hitting send and hoping for a response that never comes? We've all been there, but what if there was a way to guarantee that your emails would get noticed and answered? We're talking about writing cold emails that get a 30, 40, or even 50% reply rate from your dream prospects. Because there is a way to do it, and I've personally taken advantage of it to scale 2 agencies to $1 million a month in revenue and grow companies featured in the Inc. 5000. Luckily for you, today I'll reveal how you too can write cold emails that get responses effortlessly. But let me warn you, as with all great things in life, this comes at a cost. This is not free. The cost is your undivided attention to watching this video until the end and truly committing to learning. A single piece of information you missed could mess it all up. So take a pen and paper right now and take some notes. I have 3 secret formulas to write cold emails that get responses: the PC formula, the PEC formula, and a third one you'll discover shortly. The PC formula works under a psychological phenomenon called open loops. It states that people remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks or things better than completed tasks. The PC formula is pain point and then call to action. So let's say I'm Frank Saunders from Salesforge, which is a cold email tool, and I want to sell to one of the biggest B2B SaaS companies, let's say Workday. So we go over to LinkedIn, Workday Director of Sales. We're going to be selling to Andrew Lancaster, and our email would look something like this. So first it would go and find their pain point. And it looks like they're hiring a digital sales manager and they never filled the role as far as I can see. So the PC formula would look like this. Hey Andrew, notice that Workday still hasn't found a digital sales manager. Bummer. I run a cold email automation tool that can make this role irrelevant and flood you with meetings. Want me to send more info? So we have our pain point and we have our call to action. That's the PC formula. Another example is this one. Hey Mike, your website speed is worse than 87.6% of your competitors based on a test our dev team just conducted. We developed an AI software that can drastically improve this so you can increase your sales and make more money. Want to try it out? There we go, 2 examples of the PC formula. Meaning the PC formula goes as follows: pain point, CTA to get to the solution. This simple formula works so well because it shows that you've done research and you're talking directly to them and then tying your exact pitch to something that the market wants. A lot of people on their cold email campaigns go in way too broad. Like, hey, you run a website. I have a tool that helps websites get more leads. Do you want my thing that helps your website? It's way too generic. It's not going to work. Instead, with the PC formula, you're getting personalized in line 1, and then you're going for that CTA, that direct ask in line 2. Easy peasy. Anyway, the next formula, the PEC, has made millions, so let's review it. It's well known that if you want to be heard, you first need to listen, and that's why in the PEC formula, we focus exactly on what a dream prospect desires. Let me tell you a story. Inside of our 50+ cold email templates, which we sell as an add-on to the baking method, you can get more info on that below, I have the perfect email script that follows this PEC formula. I call this tag the biggest fear. The easiest way to do this is to show you an example. So for instance, I'm selling Galadon, which is our AI-powered live chat tool, to a company called BombBomb, which is video email messaging, and it is Julia Gersick. So a good example of the PEC formula would be, Julia, I know you're worried about missing out on building personal connections and trust with your clients and prospects by solely relying on text-based emails, instead of utilizing the power of video messaging through BombBomb to humanize and strengthen your business communication. With that in mind, I created a tool that will help BombBomb qualify leads faster and better connect with real estate agents, mortgage brokers, insurance agents, etc. that come into your site. This can be a game changer for your team. So we've got the prospect's desire / worst fear highlighted here. Then, this is almost there, but needs the case study. Make sure to not lie in your case studies. I'm just giving this as an example. MailChimp is a big name, so I would write them. If it was a smaller email provider, I would write this. Just like we did for another email provider, this can be a game changer for your sales team. So we have the personal story, then the evidence, and the call to action. This is the same framework that we're using right now at Galadon to get responses from major companies. And we actually opened up $170,000 in pipeline in under 3 weeks once we started sending emails like this. And this is a recent case study. This just happened, so you know this works. Now let's review the third and one of the most effective formulas of them all, the PPC formula. But don't get too excited yet, because what I didn't tell you earlier is that these formulas do not work unless you apply the specific fundamentals I'll be explaining later on. Anyway, I remember when X27 used the PPC formula to close a major agency in Los Angeles that was working with Netflix and did a bunch of social media campaigns with them. The cold email that we used mentioned a specific pain point, provided a partial solution, and then went right into the CTA. That is the PPC formula. So I'm going to go over to Clutch and we'll click a marketing agency that does creative. And we've got Bay Creative here. Note, this is an example. This isn't an X27 client. First, we'll go ahead and find a pain point. We'll do that by going to LinkedIn and searching Bay Creative. BC, 20 years in business, award-winning San Francisco creative, a lot of big names. So they're sponsoring on Clutch. I'm gonna hit that as the pain point actually, because they're sponsoring on Clutch. I know that these sponsors are paying anywhere from 4K to 12K or more to be in this position. So let me talk about that in the pain point. And then in terms of the guy we're reaching out to, or girl, whatever, we're gonna reach out to Scott. So here we go, pain point. Hey Scott, noticed your team was spending a ton of money to sponsor Clutch. Did you know that by tweaking the wording on your profile every day, you can rank higher organically? The clients I've done this for have seen no reduction in lead flow even after they stopped sponsorships, saving them thousands. If you like that, I've got 3 more ideas for you to implement. So now if we remove these headers here, you'll see the final email. Hey Scott, noticed your team was spending a ton of money to sponsor Clutch. Did you know that by tweaking the wording on your profile every day, you can rank higher organically? The clients I've done this for have seen no reduction in lead flow even after they stopped their sponsorships, saving them thousands each month. If you like that, I've got 3 more ideas for you to implement to increase your agency lead flow. Let's do a call this week. The PPC formula, when done correctly, is the most effective way to get responses to your cold emails. This is a variation on what we used in the cold email manifesto. It's called the 2 ideas email. This is the new version of the 2 ideas email. Basically, you're going to mention a pain point, provide a partial solution, then the CTA is to expand on the partial solution. An example of this is people who contact companies telling them about an area for improvement, then they attach a Loom audit with advice on how to improve in that area, and then on the Loom audit, they do a CTA to book a call to explain the full solution that they offer to the problem identified from their prospect. This is one of dozens of follow-up strategies that we talk about inside the baking method, where me and hundreds of other students are experiencing great results, great feedback, follow-ups from the baking method. You can check it out in the description below if you want a plug-and-play follow-up strategy for your cold and warm email campaigns. Check the link below to learn more. So the PPC formula basically goes as follows: pain point, partial solution, and then the CTA to expand on the partial solution. Perfect. You now know my 3 secret formulas to write cold emails that get responses. But contrary to what you might think, you're not ready yet to write cold emails that will work. The 3 formulas I just shared with you are powerful, but without applying the following fundamentals, they're worthless. Please tattoo these on your brain. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure to give it a like. It helps us to know if we're creating the right kind of content. Thank you. So to write cold emails that get responses, you need to master these fundamentals, which are having a subject line that's going to get opened. Something simple like quick questions still works best. Adding personalization, and as you saw in this video, it's not just enough to have a personal compliment anymore. It's spending minutes on each lead, making sure that everything is researched and tailored to them in a way that AI can't do. And having online content in case the recipient looks for you on Google. You don't want to be an online ghost. You want to make sure you've got a website and possibly that you're posting on social media every once in a while so that people know that you exist. Amazing. You have the 3 formulas to write cold emails that get responses. You understand the fundamentals and you're excited to apply this knowledge to scale your business. But what I don't think the business gurus have told you is that to really scale your business, you need way more than a great cold email. What you actually need are the 3 things I just shared in another video. So go ahead and watch that video now if you're committed to growing your business and making more money. I'll see you there.